Alright, hey everyone, Wonderbot here, and welcome back to Ziggurat 2. Let's see, so, weapon wand perk. Okay, so kind of across the board. Question is, what's the difference between a tainted mausoleum and a crumbling cathedral? I don't know, we'll find out, or we won't at all. So, the coin drop rate was not really that big of a help. Let's see, so I do have my Dwarven Blunderbuss. I really, actually, let's take that off. What's Retribution? It's a rocket. Okay. So let's do the Soul Wand and the Mana Stone. So this way we've got a good alchemical weapon, a way to get my mana back, I'm really curious about the Mana Stone with limited charges. Do I get him back at all, or is it just over the course of the run? Because if it's just over the course of the run, then I'm probably never going to use it just because I'm a dingus. I'll probably use him versus bosses. Huh. Parts of this game visually very much remind me of Hand of Fate 2. There. Okay, well, we can already leave. We can already fight the boss. Let's not do that. That's a dingus idea, and I don't want to deal with it. Okay. I'm definitely enjoying the Spitfire weapon a bit better. Okay. I was really hoping that this would specifically have more of an AoE to it. I guess the point is, it's not a particularly big boom. And they don't want it to be. I really wish the pull items to you thing. Oh, you know what? That would be lovely if it actually just triggered automatically at the very end of a fight. You know, kind of off cooldown, but just like, hey, you completed the level. Here's everything. Don't have to go grab everything. I don't know. I'm a big proponent of games saving time. And this can be a lot of different things. Let's see. 4 points. Pipes. Okay. There's going to be a lot of different things over the course of a game. So, easiest example I could come up with would be... let's see. Extra EXP from knowledge gems? Or health potion? Nah. Let's go scholar. I think I'll be fine without the knowledge potions. Maybe. Okay, Binding of Isaac. I don't know how many of you guys... I'm assuming a number of you guys have played Binding of Isaac over the years. Or have at least are aware of it in some way, shape, or form. One thing that Binding of Isaac didn't do that Gungeon did particularly well, I'm just going to throw those two out because they're the easiest examples. Gungeon had warp points, so that you could warp to and from rooms that you'd already been through, and sometimes as kind of like a means of escaping a puzzle, for example. And it was such a lovely time saver that... Why did I do that? That was such a lovely time saver that it made it a little harder to go back to Binding of Isaac. Ultimately, I still preferred BOI. And probably will always prefer Binding of Isaac to some degree. Just because I found Gungeon to be just that much more... Well, I mean, punishing, really, is the easy answer there. That I am utter garbage at bullet hells. Maybe I could do it. Okay, random mana pool, increase capacity, and lower mana usage. Increase damage resistance. Oh, both of these are amazing. I'm gonna go Stone Skin. Okay, did it? No, that didn't get everything. It has a maximum range here. Increasing maximum mana capacity and lowering usage would be great. And I like the idea of that, but reducing the amount of damage I take is just too good. Huh. You know, I asked people to point out secrets to me. And I think one person did, and I did not check. I'll remember at some point. Or I never will, and I'll just never find secrets. I don't know. The big issue I always run into with secrets and secret hunting is just the amount of time it takes to actually, you know, find said secrets. It's always just a little bit more of a chore. Yeah, I'm liking this one better. It's less punishing when you miss. And it does, like, a decent amount of damage. Okay, there we go. I got darkened for some reason. Okay, this thing's actually doing serious work. I thought the blunderbuss would be pretty good, but it was kind of a weak shotgun. Whereas this, conversely, is rolling enemies. In, like, a super good manner. Oops. There we go. I'm taking a little bit of chip damage here and there, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was very concerned after yesterday that, like, I don't know, one second. Get a new amulet. Or increase movement speed. Let's increase movement speed and go from there. Okay. Right. I love roguelikes. I enjoy challenging games. I don't really enjoy difficult. Difficult is usually just punishing. And maybe that's a distinction that is, you know, very arbitrary, but for me, it matters a lot. That I like games that make me try. I don't like games that, you know, punish me for making a mistake here and there, and so on and so forth. And so, I guess kind of going along with me not liking Gungeon so much. Gasp, yes, I know, I'm sorry, Rito. Let's see. Increase item pickup range or get a new... Problem is I already have an amulet. It's not an amulet I'm using, though. But I already have one. Okay. Didn't like Gungeon too much because it was very punishing. You know, even so much as you take 1 damage on a boss fight and you don't get a maximum health container. Yeah, I know it's purely there to reward good play, but at the same time, that's real painful as a new player where the game's already hard enough as it is. And so, often when I play a lot of roguelikes, there's always that kind of inherent fear when I play them of, is this going to be a roguelike that I can feasibly beat? And for a lot of roguelikes, the answer is, yeah, obviously, they're relatively well-balanced and relatively well-made. There are definitely some examples where I won't go, like, all the way up on the Ascension levels for... let's see, I won't go up all the Ascension levels in Slay the Spire, because that's honestly kind of miserable, and I don't want to deal with that. Oh. Okay. There we go. There she goes. Alright. Ow. Oof. Hi. We're doing fine. I've got plenty of damage resistance, so nothing is a huge problem for me. Can't wait until we get the longer runs where I can really rack up a bunch of perks. I appreciate that this has a lot shorter mini missions. It makes this a... Ow, where are you? Oh, it's that guy up there. Got it. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so I didn't make it all the way up the Ascension rankings for Slay the Spire, and you know what? That's okay. I didn't need to, and I was perfectly happy just kind of goofing around. And I know a lot of people really liked that. Kind of same deal with the Covenant rankings in Monster Train. That's for other people. Me, I'm just here to kind of have fun. Do some goofs. So on and so forth. There you are. There we go. I like the fact that we heal on leveling. Earn a new spell. If you already have one, the new weapon will deal additional damage. Or Warcry. Let's do Inner Wisdom. I don't have a spell. It's the Fire Book. Okay, and we get the Protective Shield again. Let's see. I think I've already got all of the mana and EXP. I was pretty thorough as we were going through this. Okay, there we go. But it was actually really encouraging to see the difficulty settings at the very beginning of this. And realistically, I don't know if I'll deviate too much. If this gets too easy, sure. But this actually seems like a pretty reasonably balanced roguelike. I think whatever the difficulty settings are, it mostly just determines maybe how many enemies there are, and most likely how much damage you take and how much HP the enemies have. Which, like, alright, being able to control that is nice. I almost wish there was more robust settings. Let's see. So I don't want Falcon Wings. I could get the Staff of Twilight. I already have a staff. We don't need the health potion. So, you know what? I'll grab this. Now we've got a full complement going into a boss fight. Everything should be good. Cool. I immediately forget. Okay, it's over here. Also, I'm immediately forgetting that I can sprint. I'm by default fast enough. But yeah, so seeing all of the enemies leading the shots at the very beginning, or the first episode? I mean, very beginning. It is the very beginning. My brain is scramble. Woo! Okay, this is a smaller arena than I'd like it to be. Okay. One thing I'm noticing. I was originally dismissive of this grading, but it might actually work out in my favor. Okay. Man, a double jump would ruin this game from a difficulty sense. Okay, there we go. Ow! I hope we unlock one at some point. Okay, I'm just gonna burn all my mana here. Bunny hop around. I'm getting the movement down. I got this. There's a health potion. Oh, I'm so glad the minions drop HP. That's a good feeling. Okay. Every mana crystal you pick up will grant some barrier. Or recover mana at the start of a fight. I'm gonna go for the mana at the start of a fight. The extra barrier is nice, but I've already got shields to some degree. And let's go. I'm getting better at this. Anyway, other thing I was going to compliment, I kind of complimented it earlier. I like how short the stages are. Normally, I guess what I would do is if, like, the stage gets too long, and this is what will happen eventually, is that eventually the episodes, the runs, if they go for well over an hour long, that's probably going to be multiple episodes just so I don't lose my mind. Hello, Divine Wrath. Sure, why not? We got a Blood Fountain. Okay, that recovers all HP. We want to leave that for the very, very end here. Ooh. But, in my head, roguelikes should be about 45 minutes long. Longer than that, and it starts to kind of drag on a little bit. You know, the levels are either too big, the fights are too long. The upgrades are too few and far between. And, like, it just becomes a bit of a drag. Okay. There we go. Everything is good. Now we just have these last two guys. Not a very good level for kiting. But I guess we don't need it that much. Alright. How am I doing? Good on rocket launcher ammo. Let's go with that. I love how common the ammo system is in this. Other roguelike this reminds me of is Immortal Redneck. I never thought I would actually be complimenting that game as much as I do. But, like, it's legitimately one of the better roguelikes I ever played, just in terms of, like, fun factor. Wild to me that they're the people that went off to make Temtem. Completely different genres. Like, no matter what, though, games like this just make me want to go back and play. There we go. Thank you. Sweet. Oh, it was the barrier. That's what was going on. That is okay. We've leveled up. Get some shield that regenerates after... Yeah, sure. I need a new amulet. The one I've got, I never use anyway. Let's see. I guess just in case I missed anything. Nope. I'm trying to be thorough, but I'm also trying to be fast. I'm also trying not to get shot by that in the butt, but every single time I go through, I totally forget it's there. Happens. I don't know. I guess it's just super interesting that so many of these roguelikes have very overt, I guess, Egyptian aesthetics, and I'm not really sure why. Ooh. Ow. The power of staff compels you. The power of middle management compels you. Of course, shouldn't just stand in the poison. But I'm finding myself a little ambivalent to damage. Like, first couple runs, super worried about the amount of damage I was taking. Now that I'm in the swing of things and I've got a couple of perks to really push things forward, yeah, it's not bad. Because we heal, as long as I don't play too stupid, we heal up fairly often. You know, enemies drop ample HP, and the levels give us HP and mana too. Like, it feels good. I went the wrong direction. Oh well. It's fine. There we go. Also really like playing a roguelike that is much more kind of Doom and Quake-ish in terms of its general movement and gameplay. Recoil has always been something I think I've not been used to. We want the staff. I'm not entirely sure what the zappy orb does. Oh, there's an unfriendly behind. It's okay. There we go. If I get direct hits with this thing, it's pretty good. Alright, spellbook is good. Grab everything. There we go. There's the key. Okay. No secrets. The only room that I'm gonna bother to look in. No secrets. Alright. Let's get out of here. Gosh, I'm fast. Wow. Hello. When I say I like games that don't waste my time, really quick sprints are... It's a huge thing. Offer 3 coins to Elder Gods for assistance. Sure, why not? Curse, weak point. More damage received on the next combat. Oh, well, shit. Next combat's the boss fight. I'm already full health, so I believe in me or I don't believe in me, we'll figure it out. Luckily, it seems like the bosses are kind of just 7 different flavors of ogre. Even the boss arena is kind of samesies. Okay. Here he comes. I want to just give him a bit of a wide berth. Give his goons a bit of a wide berth. Leave for a moment. Oh! Can I shoot his orbs out of the sky? Might be able to. Okay, well let's save our cheese for a moment. Oh, cool! Apparently damaging him in that manner actually makes him drop mana orbs. Well, that's lovely. I love it when games do that. It's completely different roguelike, similar system. Crown Trick, been playing that recently. Does the exact same thing, and it feels super good. This rocket launcher is nuts. I'm not gonna say I've got, like, a main gun now, but as far as just basic armaments go, it's not bad. Running out of juice, though. Alright. Let's put some holes in his goons if I can. Okay, how much juice do I got? Not much. But that's okay. Brewlock the Sick is, not particularly Brewlock the Dangerous. Whew. Yeah, if he'd been hitting me this entire time, we'd be in trouble. Luckily, he hasn't been hitting me much. Alright, and I think that was the end of this. Could be wrong. Larger staff mana pool? Sure. I need a new amulet. Is that it? Are we done with the run? Oh, if we're done with the run, that's a little tragic. I might need these runs to go just a smidge longer. Yep. Okay. Because, yeah, like I said, a perfect roguelike length is 45 minutes. An imperfect length is like half that. Because the episode goes a little bit longer than that. Ooh, Incinerator. Okay, so we're getting some mastery levels up. We get a lot of coins. So, is all of the money that I earned over the course of the run, do I just keep that with me? I think that's the case. Okay, so Retribution. Absolutely worth the upgrade. Soul Wand. Yeah, I'll just put a couple of points into the basic things. And I know Argo ranked up too, but he's a little on the expensive side. So, yeah, we're gonna have to do another run. Weapon staff, weapon wand, weapons. Here, length 2. So we want to go for the length 1 ones. I think maybe length 2 is gonna be better for me. So I'll keep an eye out for that. Let's go for... I gotta go for the perks. I feel like the perks are more useful for me. So Incinerator, short range fire attack. Oh! Loadout is kind of randomized. So the rocket launcher ain't here. Okay, well I liked Hellish Ember, so let's go with that. I could just turn it off. It gets... I'm gonna turn off the Mana Stone. I'm gonna keep the Hellish Ember with me because it's gonna get a little risky. Otherwise, just going regular wands, not so hot. Okay. That's not that short. That's not that short range. That's actually pretty good. Okay. Yeah, just bringing a regular wand into this is kind of rough. You really want to have at least 1 or 2 of the good weapons to shoot through the big guys. You know, if I'm fighting carrots, this thing ain't bad. But I'm not fighting carrots. Okay. There we go. I'm getting better at fighting these guys. I think they can hit me through walls. Now what I want to do is set this guy on fire. There we go. It's kind of a neat animation, just a swoosh. Okay, so let's keep scooting. Hello, I'm here. It's... Now that I'm getting used to this, and understanding how the movement system works, much better sense of how to avoid it. It also helps that you can just absolutely use cover to destroy them. Yeah, when an enemy's gonna shoot at you, just reverse direction. Problem solved. Okay, new perk. New perk is earn a new staff or stone skin. I'd like to earn a new staff, but I'd actually rather hold on to that one and wait until I already have a staff. I really appreciate that it's like, hey, the new staff's going to do more damage, so it's not just like, yeah, but I already have a staff. These guys are a little oh boy. A little bit more gooners here than I was expecting. I appreciate that they all kind of take turns to shoot at me in sequence. I wonder if headshots actually do more damage here. I don't think so. Hard to tell. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. I will be tank man. If I remember right, in Ziggurat 1, there was a downside to it that made you run slower. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's like a higher tier version that made you run slower. Okay. So this is boss key room. Ah. Normally not a whole lot of verticality in this game. I kind of wish there was more of it for the fight rooms. Flip side might not be the most comfortable. So freezing hail, falcon wings. I'm not really that interesting. Let's save my coins. I appreciate that the coins are the meta currency and also the run currency. And so there's really that question of like, well, do I safeguard my current monetary amounts so I can bring it into... I just fought him. Flip side, this is an even better arena to fight this guy in. Like, Brulok the Sick is nothing. Bright and flashy. Like, there's a lot of little stuff to get stuck on. But otherwise, not so bad. Let's see. So one thing I didn't mention in the last video. Apparently this game's early access. To be entirely honest, could have fooled me. Missed. There we go. Let's just... Oh. It's not even worth it. Grab that. Whoop. There we go. Not taking too much, and there's Brulok again. Yeah, we're golden. I'll have to find some mana around. But this is why I wanted to bring the Flame Book with me. Because there's some. I thought there was more. There was more, but not for something that I already had. Alright, whatever. Let's just take out the Gooners. Oh no. I took a smack. Oh. I wonder if those crystals on the ground are actually mana recharge points, and I've never really like processed that. Maybe not. Maybe it's just color. It'd be kind of cool if there were like bonuses or like mild recharge if you're standing in if you match the color to like the spot you're standing on. It probably would never be worth it. And maybe it would rebalance the game in a bad way. But I could see it being an interesting tactic all the same. Friendly fire immunity, greater resistance to elemental damage, or just increased damage resistance. Shoot, I'm just rolling stone skin. We're just gonna rock man all the way to the end here. This feels great. Yeah, it really could have fooled me on the whole early access thing. I love that. I don't hate early access, but too many games do it nowadays. And too many games do it poorly. There's a game that I actually rather enjoyed a couple days ago called Hammerting. Video should be going out today as well. But effectively, it's oxygen not included, with more of a like conclusive ending. Specifically, you're fighting the forces of darkness on the overworld. Is this just two completely empty rooms? No fights. I wish they'd do away with those. Unless there's some benefit to their existence. Okay, so I think I'm going to run circuits for a bit. Most guys can't hurt me while I'm speeding, and I kind of want to see if they'll all spawn. The answer is no. I have to clear them out to get them to spawn. It's a bit of a shame. I don't really like it when enemies spawn on my heads. I kind of prefer when I know where they are from the start. Or if it's like a super overt enemy spawning here. And they kind of have that, but it's a little quick. But I think that's mostly just a personal bias more than anything else. Give me them goods. Man, I'm not taking a whole lot of damage here. I probably could raise the difficulty. I'm just not really sure what it would accomplish. Make enemies do more damage? Okay. I guess I was kind of alluding to that earlier. I wish more games had more interesting difficulty systems. Like, the old easy, medium, and hard, I feel like is kind of outmoded in a bad way. That I've seen in a number of games recently that there are better ways of handling difficulty. And I would love to see more games over the next 5, 10, 15 years start kind of adding more robust difficulty settings effectively. So specifically, instead of easy, medium, and hard, if I could control how much damage enemies do, how many enemies there are, how fast I level. Earn a new spell. If you already have one, the new one does more damage. Increased max HP. Let's go Inner Wisdom. I like damage ups. And we just replaced our Hellish Ember with a Hellish Ember. Works out in my favor. Okay, let's see. So I was going to say, right. So being able to fine-tune those controls would actually be quite lovely for me. Mainly just because, like, from my perspective, I like difficulty in terms of, like, the more enemies, the better, but I don't want them to be tanky. I want to be mowing through hordes of them. And I think a lot of this comes from EDF and a couple other games where, like, I take a lot of pleasure at just mowing through large groups. I guess I could see that being a huge problem with this game, you know, if you had too many enemies. Just because so many of them would be shooting at you. And that could be a bit of a downside. But I would prefer that over having every enemy having twice as much HP and damage. You know, give me a horde of monsters that I really have to struggle to burn through. Lower spell mana usage. Okay. There he goes. There we go. And there's the mana I'm looking for. Okay. See some golems over here. So I should probably hit up the skull. If I can manage. Wow. This place sucks. Easy. There he goes. Okay. It's got a little bit more dire than I wanted it to. You can very solidly count me among the people that do not like floating skulls. But that's okay, we're back up to full. So, when it boils down to it, doesn't matter. Okay, so we've got one high boy. And then we've got this guy. I don't see a jump pad over here. Wait, yes, I do. Nope, not a jump pad. Certainly looked like one. There we go. Smooth enough. Get a new alchemy weapon if you already have one. Extra damage, increased damage resistance. Let's keep maxing that out. I'm nothing but a ridiculous person. These are fun. I could definitely use more jump pads as well. Like, it'd be interesting flying around hitting a bunch of enemies. So we got Freezing Hail, but I think this Hellish Ember does more damage. Probably should have gone for the alchemy weapon, but we'll make it work. Okay, trap room with the chest at the end. Took me a bit to figure this one out. Get a mana stone. Damage. We'll be okay. Defeat all the enemies. Cursed carrot. Okay, let's ignore this for a bit. Oh, I did say I wanted more verticality. Here's the question. What do we think about falling damage? What do we also think about enemies spawning up here? Is that actually possible? I don't really know. Give me the goods. Unfortunately, it looks like our chances of getting that alchemical weapon are just, well, pipe dreams. But it's okay. Down we go. I will make it work. I've got two pretty solid weapons. My damage is great, and my damage resistance is amazing. Okay, so let's go over here. Let's beat the boss. Yeah, okay, this ended up being just about the right amount of time. I was really worried that this run was going to be like half an hour long, and I'd be like, well, do I want a 21... not a 21-minute, like a 25-minute episode, or a... this guy again. Let's see. Pardon me for a moment. I have to work on killing. Okay. Some green mana. There we go. Let's get rid of Doug. Ring around the pillar. It's probably not worth it actually trying to play that game. He's got just a little bit too much movement. Oof. Bit of both. Thank you, Dash, for existing. What if there's going to be a guy with like a really solid dash move later? Like one that recharges really quickly? I could see that being incredible. You know what? Trying to decide if it's worth it for me to just go for Doug or actually kill the minions here. Got the statue, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, wow. That's pretty lame amounts of mana from this amulet. Like, really lame amounts. Well, I level up just in time to finish. It increases your fire rate. That's kind of good. Anyway, that was a good run. And yeah, it was the perfect length. So, I'll amend it. If roguelikes have shorter runs, I should be able to do 2 runs in 45 minutes. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Accuracy is improving. I'm getting better at this. We unlocked the Atlantean Spear. That sounds fun. And cleansing. That doesn't look like cleansing. That looks a little bit more dire than cleansing. And I like the incinerator. It wasn't bad. And a lot of coins. Hell yeah. Upon leveling up, all enemies become cursed. It's kind of boring. And triangle-shaped attack that may freeze enemies. Freezing attack that pierces through enemies. Neat. I like the mastery system, too. It's a decent way of doing meta progression with a very overt cap. That doesn't feel like it's too high. I like the Hellish Ember more. Oh, but you know what? More so than that. I'm gonna work on upgrading Argo. I want to get his passive effect. Whatever it is, it's hopefully worth it. I could upgrade the amulet But you know what? I just don't use it. Let's go with the Hellish Ember for now. Alright. Well, one way or another, this is a good stopping point, so I will see you all in the next episode of Ziggurat 2. And as always, thanks for watching.